everybody. I'm Kenda, and today I have with me one of my newest and best friends. I've mentioned multiple times that I'm so lucky. I have the best job in the world because all of my clients, or at least most of my clients, not all.
Okay, so I'm on an exclusive
You
list.
are on an exclusive list. They become my dearest friends. And I wanted to have a chat with you, Melissa, today about your experience and kind of what brought you to Cabo, how you found this beautiful condo,
Yeah.
and how it's been buying property in a foreign country. Is this your first out of the United States
Yes.
real estate purchase?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have bought and sold dozens of homes in the US. And I'd been coming down to this area since my 20s.
Okay.
And back then,
Like 5 years?
yeah, 5 years,
Yeah.
10 max.
Mm-hmm.
So back then I would go to Cabo San Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the party zone. And for my 20s, that was where I went. And also there were, family had timeshare down here and all that. And so when my husband and I started coming down here, we had heard about San Jose del Cabo, and that's where we are right now. And we heard it's a little artsy and foodie, and it was just a different vibe. And I was like, okay, I want to see what that's like. And so we came down here and we stayed kind of between San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas. And we stayed at a couple of resorts, loved the area, loved the community. I mean, we love Cabo San Lucas too. It's great, but we just wanted something a little smaller. And so after the winters in Colorado, I kept saying, I need to get out of here. And so my husband's like, we were just there a month ago. I'm like, yeah, I need to go. And so finally, after a couple of visits down here together in this area, we decided, hey, could we maybe buy a place down there?
Mm-hmm.
And so we started looking online, and that's a whole other process because of what you find online. But we started looking online, which really wasn't up to date. Once again, whole other story on that one, unless you find the right real estate agent. But if you just Google properties, you can't trust that.
No.
At all. But we knew we wanted to be down here.
What do you think is the main difference between Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo?
For me, it's first off, it's size. Cabo San Lucas, even just driving through, it's very spread out. It's busier. It's just busier. And it's also where the cruise ships stop. Mm-hmm. So if you go into town on cruise ships days, it's just lots of people. You have your marina, which is fantastic for like deep sea fishing and going out on excursions, but it's just a different atmosphere. I always feel like it feels a little younger. There are areas that are older that have, golf course communities and things like that. But then we came to San Jose del Cabo, and it's smaller. Mm-hmm. It's more intimate. It's quieter, amazing restaurants, art galleries. They do a Thursday night art walk. And it's funny because we had a driver, because we used to, when we'd fly in, we'd get a driver. Mm-hmm. And the driver told us, he goes, Cabo San Lucas is for tourists. San Jose del Cabo is ours.
Yeah.
And that's not really the case anymore. It's very much shared with expats and everybody, but it just has this sense of community.
Yeah.
That is special. It's so hard to put into words, but it's special. It's smaller. It's quieter. The beaches aren't as crowded. You can actually go in the beaches outside of like a little tiny area.
Right.
I'm sold. This is my favorite.
This is it. And you mentioned the community. When you first decided to maybe buy something here, did you have friends in San Jose? So you didn't know anybody.
We knew no one.
Okay.
No
you didn't
one.
know anybody.
No, we knew no one.
Uh-huh.
And so the one thing I want to say, and not just because you're doing the interview, but finding the right agent is huge. So I talked about when you first go online, you start searching. Well, a lot of agents down here do a bait and switch. Mm-hmm. They're like, here's the price. And you're like, well, that seems so cheap. Well, you find out that price is 5, 6, 7 years old.
Right.
It's already sold. There's nothing like that. And it gives you this false sense of what the market's doing.
Right.
And it's wrong. And so we started watching videos. We would Google, we found Kenda online, and we loved her videos. We loved her information. She was plugged in. She's from the States. So we just kind of felt that connection, like she understood where we were coming from. And she's like, and you set us straight. Like, those are not today's prices.
Right.
and you understood the market, you explained it well, and it was like, okay, then we had a realistic expectation.
Hmm.
And then,
I think that's really important
oh yeah,
when looking for property, is having a realistic expectation so that you can approach it and say, okay, is this still right for me?
right.
Is this right for us?
Yep,
Because now that we understand a
yep,
little bit more honestly about what's out there and what's available, is it something we still are interested in and
right.
can do?
And that was so important is you did that first phone call with us
Hmm.
and just gave us the information and said, hey, here's what you're looking at. Here's what the market's doing right now. Because the market, just like in the States, the market changes. And a lot, when we bought, it was a lot of offers would be coming in on the same property. And you wanted us to know if you like something, if we find something, you need to be ready to go.
Right.
And it was just helpful information. And you said, here's what I see the two differences are between the
Hmm.
cities. And then we came down and said, yep, San Jose del Cabo is a better fit for us. And then having you do that and then becoming friends because
Hmm.
we seriously knew no one.
So now you guys know everybody. It's like you're
Yes.
so plugged into your community. You're so
Yes.
plugged into the
Yes.
area.
Yes.
You try all these different restaurants. Tell me
Yeah.
how you talk about the process of getting plugged in, of how you have started to make friends. Was it easy? Was it hard? How is it living here and getting connected with the community?
I think you have to have that desire to get connected. Like if you want to get connected, you can get connected.
Mhm.
And so we started, there's a couple local papers down here that do online. So we started getting the local papers so we could
Right.
stay up on like, hey, what's going on in our area with the roads, community. The other thing we did, and this is different for everybody, is we rented a car
Mhm.
so we could drive and see the area. I don't drive down here.
It's a little
It's a
scary.
little scary, but honestly, if you're from a big city, it's really not.
It's just the rules are different.
The rules are different. Stop signs don't mean you stop. They
No,
mean if somebody's there, you might stop.
right. But otherwise, if you stop and there's somebody behind you,
You're going to cause an issue.
right.
So it's just kind of figuring out, and all of these are little local nuances. It's going to the grocery store and realizing, hey, you are in a foreign country, but yet the people are so friendly and everybody's willing to help. So I think it's all of that. And then when you get in a community, it's just introducing yourself. I think you already have something in common
Hmm.
with the people down here because everybody loves it
Yeah.
and everybody's here for a reason. So even people that maybe you would think, oh, I wouldn't normally be friends with this person in the States, um, you meet them at your pool or you meet them on the beach and you just have a commonality.
Yeah.
And so I think that was for us, it was just kind of putting ourselves out there. And then people have been so kind and friendly.
Hmm.
Like, hey, do you want to grab dinner? Hey, Kenda was like, do you want to come over? And so we've gotten to be good friends with Kenda and her husband, which I know she says it's not everybody, but at the same time, that helped huge
Good.
because you
Yeah.
introduced us to
Yeah.
people, and it's that kind of spirit of helping each other
Yeah.
that's huge down here.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's terrific. And so we're going to talk in the next video a little bit more about the actual buying process and how that was for you,
Hmm.
the challenges that came up
Yeah,
against,
yeah,
what you wish you would have known, and things like that. So
yep.
that'll be in the next video.
Okay.
And so thanks for watching today. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get notifications when we put new videos out. And hopefully this information is really, really helpful for you. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.